Balochistan has been in the eye of the geopolitical developments around the world for some years. But what are its most significant and recent trends?
Balochistan, as you mentioned, has been very much under the storm for the last 2 decades for many reasons. But now its clout has risen further in terms of the new geopolitical titanic shifts which we have seen between the US, China, Europe, and Taiwan in particular, where we see rare earth mineral and the byproduct from.
What new opportunities are emerging for the common Baloch people from these very large scale and lucrative projects?
Starting from recorded, going forward by 2028, it will go into production. It will, up to $2 billion it will be procuring for the exchequer, and Balochistan government will be getting $1 billion per year.
Do you believe there is adequate interest and capacity in the academia of Balochistan to equip the Baloch youth with the skills and knowledge required to convert these large-scale investments into lucrative opportunities for their career in terms of mineral development and things like that? Are there such departments in these universities?
This chunk of 70-80% of the youth, the bulge, the employment that is created through recording will come from Balochistan within. Now, the project which has been launched already has up to 90% local population of the Chari district being served there.
There's a Baloch lady with the name of Maharang Baloch. She has again re-emerged in the news and engaging her. What do you make of this? Who is she, and why is the international community engaging her?
This selective activism through this postal lady called Maharang Baloch is simply the hypocrisy 202, and this is why I believe that the champion of this so-called human rights group need to revisit how selective they are.
Viewers, very warm welcome to another episode of V News English program Perspectives, in which we bring before you the most insightful and knowledgeable perspectives on issues that are most important for the world, for the region, and for Pakistan. A part of Pakistan which is drawing much attention around the world is Balochistan. It is at the center of the global power politics, geopolitics, geoeconomics, and geosecurity. So in order to understand and decipher the complex realities that the world considers Balochistan with and Baloch people face, we are joined today by a leading expert on Balochistan affairs, former Minister of Information of Balochistan government, Mr. Achakzai. Mr. Achakzai, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very, very much for having me today.
So, Mr. Achakzai, let's start off by asking you, the first question is that Balochistan has been in the eye of the geopolitical developments around the world for some years. But what are its most significant and recent trends? We noticed that after the return of Donald Trump to White House, US has shown some interest in Balochistan, and there is much talk of the prospects of exploring mining and rare earth minerals in this part of the mineral-rich largest province of Balochistan. And US also recently proscribed BLA and Majid Brigade. So how do these developments affect Balochistan, and how do you look at the geopolitics affecting it?
Well, I think Balochistan, as you mentioned, has been very much under the storm for the last 2 decades for many reasons. But now its clout has risen further in terms of the new geopolitical titanic shifts which we have seen between the US, China, Europe, and Taiwan in particular, where we see rare earth mineral and the byproduct from this rare earth minerals contest. It has been at the hallmark of the policy clashes between these heavyweights, if you like. Recently, you have seen that Pakistan has pitched particularly Balochistan as a rare mineral hub to the US market, to European market. Alhamdulillah, Pakistan has succeeded to secure an MOU worth $500 million with a US mineral concern, and also another $500 million with a European concern to invest in Balochistan, particularly its northern belt, and also, KP, which has also proven reserves. So Balochistan is now economic story. It is not, a security story anymore. It's more geoeconomic hub it's going to be. So it's previously, the big project was Recordic, which has already financial close, i.e. 7.5 billion. It has been attracted in this big investment, which is one of the rarest project in the whole world after Latin American example of the same company. So we see Balochistan very much in the news, not only for security reasons, but also for geoeconomic reasons. So I think Balochistan's clout has risen dramatically over the last, probably few weeks, given the United States of America's huge interest in rare minerals, and also the Europeans who really want to see Pakistan's this untapped, reserved tap. And welcome to Balochistan for this venture.
Thank you for sharing a very interesting context that from a geostrategic lens now, Balochistan is recovering and emerging as a land of opportunity for major industrial countries, as a future sustainable source for rare earth minerals, which is critical for technological progress of so many countries. So I want your thoughts on what such prospects, such bright prospects, offer to the common Baloch people. And are you aware of the latest stage and achievements in terms of CPEC, and what new opportunities are emerging for the common Baloch people from these very large scale and lucrative projects?
Well, I think starting from Recordic, going forward by 2028, it will go into production. It will, up to $2 billion it will be procuring for the exchequer, and Balochistan government will be getting $1 billion per year. So it's a huge for a province which has been financially starved for decades. This is going to create huge investment in education, in health, create unemployment and other governance stress sectors, including water. Second most important and very exciting project is, again, I'm talking about CPEC. CPEC is the next big, which we see being matured in a big way because the new transport hub that is going to be the Gawada, not only for China, but also for Afghanistan, Afghan transit trade. We will see huge job creation, another deep sea development in real time, since we have seen Karachi, the main hub of Pakistan's logistical and also hub for its shipping and transport. Gawada is now the next big thing, and we're not talking about theory now; it's practice. So it will create another 100,000 jobs going forward in the next 5 years. The third most important thing, which I believe is going to be very big, opportunity for the people of Balochistan, that is its mineral wealth. We will see huge rare mineral earth. The huge investment that we're talking about, up to $1 billion, would create job opportunities for for the people of Balochistan. We already see a huge growth in mining sector in Balochistan, in a traditional sector like coal and other, chromite and other mines. So we will see more labor force coming in the next decade. So I think Balochistan's, given its population, which is around 7 to 8% of Pakistan, would not be enough for the job creation and for the opportunities that will bring these mega gigantic projects where we are talking about billions of dollars, which are very big, not only for Pakistan, but for the whole region.
One brief follow-up question in this very important context that you mentioned. I'm sure, are aware of the several universities which are functioning in Balochistan. Do you believe there is adequate interest and capacity in the academia of Balochistan to equip the Baloch youth with the skills and knowledge required to convert these large-scale investments into lucrative opportunities for their career in terms of mineral development and things like that? Are there such departments in these universities?
Well, they are in their embryonic shape at the moment, but they are very much aware that they have to produce human resource that is required by these multinational companies which are operating out of Balochistan. This is a big challenge that the top echelon, in terms of skill set, we lack in Balochistan. That has to come from further market, i.e. Karachi, our international market. But this chunk of 70-80% of the youth, the bulge, the employment that is created through recording will come from Balochistan within. Now, the project which has been launched already has up to 90% local population of the Chai district being served there. So yes, in terms of low skill set, we have got a huge opportunity for the local youth. But in terms of high skill set, Balochistan University and other universities are not well equipped and not as developed as you can think of. But still, the companies themselves, under the Social Responsibility Act, are trying to train the local human resource, not only in Pakistan, but you have heard that over 50 youth have been sent to Latin America, where they are being, trained by this multinational company. So I think the companies want to develop the local skill set as well. That's a big opportunity for the youth of Balochistan.
Okay, my last question is somewhat related to security. There's a Baloch lady with the name of Maharang Baloch. She has again re-emerged in the news. And there is a report that recently she was being invited at a major international event, and the Nobel Peace Prize Committee is also looking at her and engaging her. What do you make of this? Who is she, and why is the international community engaging her?
Well, I think no, international community is not engaging her. It's a few selected so-called champions of human rights who believe in selective social activism. Balochistan is right with so many incidents where gross human rights violation of the local citizens of Pakistan have been committed by non-state actors who are banned organizations by the international community, by the UN, by the State Department, yet their victims are not condemned as a human rights violation. Their rights are not being acknowledged by the same international organizations. They never condemn ethnic killing based on the identity of one ethnic community, i.e. the Punjabis of Balochistan, who have been killed just because they belong to one ethnic group by these banned terrorist outfits. And unfortunately, the same groups that operate out of Geneva never visited Pakistan nor Balochistan. They don't have a local chapter. They never see the facts on the ground, that how people are killed just because they are Pakistani citizens, just because they condemn violence, because they don't support these terrorist organizations, nor they subscribe to their narrative. This is why this selective activism through this postal lady called Maharang Baloch is simply the hypocrisy 202. And this is why I believe that the champion of this so-called human rights group need to revisit how selective they are, are. They need to see that people who are killed on ethnic names also have a right. They are also humans. They also need to be acknowledged as such.
Mr. Achakzai, thank you so much for joining us today on a short notice and, like always, sharing your very candid and insightful views on some of the most significant aspects of Balochistan. Thank you so much for joining us today.